Welcome to Not Like This.
Not like this.
From professional wrestling, horror films, and everything in between. Strap in. And now your hosts, Dale Zawada and Jim Snedeker Jr.
So, Dale, a thing happened to me that when we played Friday the 13th, we joked about it a lot.
Oh.
But on Saturday, I broke my glasses. I
broke your
I broke my glasses.
Oh, no, I broke my glasses. Now Jason's gonna get me and I can't see him.
He's gonna find me and I broke my glasses.
Is that a tree or is it Jason? Oh, God. How'd you do that?
I was cleaning them.
You schmuck.
Yep, I was cleaning them and they just snapped in half right in the middle.
Because you're so strong.
So I had a couple of options.
Big boy.
I had a couple of options. I could buy the same frames again so they could put the lenses in for $175, or I could just go for a new eye exam and get free glasses.
So you got the same glasses.
No, I went for option B.
Oh.
Went for option B. That's how I roll.
So is it a significantly different look?
Oh, I don't know. My appointment's tomorrow.
Oh, this is...
I've had no glasses for 3 days.
That's why it took you so long to answer, because you couldn't see the join call button.
No, I can see fine. You know, like I can...
Is that going to be the excuse if we jump onto Overwatch? It's like, I just didn't see him up there. That Hanzo.
The excuse?
Just couldn't see him.
When we were rolling yesterday, I didn't have glasses.
You blind? Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's a good thing you didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Because every time you died, I'd be like, it's probably because you can't see.
Because of glass? Yeah.
He'd still be alive if he could see.
You don't want to give people too much information.
Oh, no.
Give them just enough. I got got today.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so we're getting right into the wrestling. But
good.
I had heard that CM Punk had a Fox contract and he's going to be back at some point for the Fox like post-game show for SmackDown, but it has nothing to do with WWE. He's not under contract with them, blah, blah, blah. This was like a month or so ago. I saw him on a podcast. And then in my my YouTube notifications pop up and I get a Jim Cornette on the return of CM Punk. And it's like a 2-minute video. And I'm like, okay, well, I remember that it's probably on the TV show. So I just go to YouTube and just type in return of CM Punk. And there's some fan video that's right at the top. And I'm like, what? And I click on it. I'm like, this is a fan edit. They got me. But you look at the likes.
Gave you up.
Usually when we see one of those, the dislikes are way more than the likes. But they weren't. So like when I first click on it, I looked at that because you can't see it until you click on it. So I click on it, videos starts playing, and I look at the like to dislike. I'm like, oh shit, is this real? Is he back? And then it was like, I made this video because it would be cool if he was back, wouldn't it? And I'm like, you motherfucker.
Do you also miss CM Punk? I do. Here's my video.
Then I watched his real return.
You know what? I'm glad people like that guy's video.
Yeah, good for him.
Like,
not like our American Horror Story video. Like 9,000 dislikes and 40 likes. Yeah. Hey, this isn't a pirated upload of the fucking show like you didn't say it was.
It says American Horror Story titties. There's not a single titty in this. They're talking about them, though. I guess that's probably what it is.
No one jizzed on the record player. I thought this was a deleted scene.
Boo. But yeah, CM Punk.
What cartoon character is that?
Boo. I don't know, but he's sad.
Yeah, he is.
He is sad.
He is. It's crying.
But yeah, Punker's back on that Fox post-game show, and nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, why would you?
Could you? It's such a WWE thing, and yeah, sure, he's working for Fox, whatever. The fucking guy's been gone 6 years or whatever, and he's super popular. There hasn't been a guy like that that's had the fans engaged since Stone Cold, and it's like, all right, we're bringing him back during the fucking credits of this Fox post-game show.
It's so
I could hear Tony Schiavone in Atlanta going, "That'll put butts in the seats."
and they're
What
playing.
the fuck are you doing?
They played a Cult of Personality to nobody, to just like
Yeah.
4 people that all knew he was coming out. They were like, "Oh no way, he's really back!" Like, yeah, you saw him. Do you remember at the meeting before the show? You saw him there,
I mean, Paige pops. Is this a rib?
right?
I feel like this is a rib.
I'm just saying,
Paige here.
she was looking. She's looking nice.
Depends on the surgeon that week.
So, it was odd that they were pretending like they didn't know he was there, because I'm sure he had been there the whole time, and they all like hung out for a while beforehand. And then he like did this walkout, like he's not just on a post game show, but he is.
You gotta
It
do
was just
swagger
weird.
walk. Yeah, it was awkward for everyone.
Well, here's
it was
what we're all-
literally it's literally the worst way to bring anybody back. He might as well have just fucking fallen through, and we hear British Bulldog go, "He fell on his fucking arse."
Film this
Like
fucking ass.
I told you it wouldn't work.
Move. He we're all just hoping this somehow rolls into an angle, but I don't think it will.
I mean,
He's too CM Punky. Like, yeah, I told you never say never, but I'm not really back.
I think it probably will.
I hope it does.
But it's not, it's gonna suck because it's gonna be WWE, and it's like you asked for it.
Yeah,
CM
but-
Punk versus Roman Reigns. No one asked for this.
Like, it might suck.
Why are you doing it?
It might suck, but you'll get to hear the music and the big pop, and
Yeah, I mean they already ruined
the.
the fucking return pop. That annoys me so much. At least announce it on a Raw. Like that's how you end Raw or SmackDown that week. It's like, all right, that was a hell of a main event. He's the #1 contender.
Yeah.
And you get the pop. It's like that we're out of time. You know, you hit that Tony Schiavone, see you next week cliffhanger. That would have had people out of their fucking minds.
You know what
But-
I hate too? God, I hate this. There's going to be a contingent of fans that are going to watch that maybe otherwise weren't actively watching because they don't want to miss the time when now he's sort of half back. It's only a matter of time before he's back. So now I'm going to watch a little more just in case that this might be the one where he comes back. You never know. Like, now it's in the water.
Yeah, and that's going to happen immediately because he's going to be snarky guy on Fox, and he's going to say rude shit because he's kind of a dick, and that person's going to say some stuff on Twitter. It's like, you know where I'm at, bro? Locker room's still in the same spot. And it's like, oh, shit, are they going to fight? Is it an angle? Or what's a mark? And it's going to lead to something at some point. It just sucks that it's 2019 or 2020 WWE when it happens.
Yeah. Like you said, 6 years. It doesn't feel like that long, but it does. It doesn't. It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it feels like that long, but I keep thinking like that was only a couple years ago. 6 goddamn. Yeah, it was Royal
6
Rumble
years.
2014, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
He's like, I'm out of here, I think.
I wasn't even like
by Kane.
I wasn't even like actively watching then. I'm not like some huge CM Punk fan and I have to see when he comes back, but it'll at least be a reason for me to watch it.
Yeah. He's a wrestler I like to watch, like a Kenny Omega or a Chris Jericho. It's like, I'm going to watch this show because he's probably going to be on it.
Yeah.
And I'd love for that to happen. Man, well, we'll see how that pans out on Fox.
And then I got mad because I'm like, did he come back and Dale didn't say shit to me about this all night last night?
You can tell that's how much I thought of it.
Right. No, I meant like come back, like when I thought I was still getting rolled.
Yeah, I would have mentioned that.
I would imagine.
I mention everything else.
You sure do.
So before we get into more wrestling, because I've got some good shit here. Patreon shoutouts this week, Jim?
We don't have any new patrons, but we can
All
give the
right.
same shout outs. Kayfabe Jim, Mason,
Okay.
Topanga, Brandon, thank you. Our patrons. We've got a new movie. What's the date here today? So the movie will be out Thanksgiving Day. You know what?
That's nice.
I'll give it to you. Let's do it Tuesday. Let's do it Tuesday. That way you might be off Black Wednesday.
Yeah, you can listen to it on the drive to your aunt's house.
We'll put it up Tuesday. That'll be the next video. The next movie companion, which we talked about last week. It is Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. That's the TGRI guy. Dandelions.
A swan dive into the back of a garbage.
Hey, I'm not the same guy doing the voice in the.
I'm an 8-foot, 40-year-old intern.
Maybe it doesn't sound like the same actor though.
But that's definitely a good one. Dropping that shit on a full moon. It's a full moon next Tuesday. Spooky.
Oh shit!
I think it's a full moon. What's the fully black thing on the calendar mean? That means a new moon. So it's the opposite, I think.
Yes, it means a new moon.
Shit, it's a new moon.
This means a new moon. You're getting Cajun on it.
All right, well, back to wrestling. Thank you to our Patreon supporters, and fucking enjoy that shit because that's a good one. And there's some even better ones in the work. I love our library of movies for you. It's great.
Oh, it's hot.
So this wrestling story, it's a secondhand story this week. It's from sometimes co-host JD shared this one with me, and I have to tell it because it's so good. His friend went to StarCast, which is the event that AEW has before their events. It's signings, greetings, take your photographs, all that shit.
Yeah,
it's one of his
Conrad's
buddies
usually there, but
yep, it's Conrad's thing. So this guy's getting some ciggies, getting some photos, just meeting random workers walking by and stuff. And one of them was David Benoit, who's training to be a wrestler. So it makes sense that he's there. And our guy here is like, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you, Daniel." And David goes, "Daniel was my brother." Because for those who don't know, Chris Benoit, the wrestler, killed his wife and son, Daniel. And this man kind of mixed up those names here in what might be the most awkward situation to ever happen on this planet.
Now, in his defense... Okay, so this was a wrestler, like a talent that said this?
No, just a fan, just one of us. Like we're gonna go to this signing, and oh shit, that's Benoit's kid. Hey, what's up, Daniel? Like, no, that's my dead brother. Okay, actually, thank you.
So, so maybe he just was taken off or whatever. Do you think maybe he was like thought he was being funny though? Like some people think the most heinous shit is really funny, and like this will be on the internet, and I'll laugh with my friends about it. I said his dead brother's name instead.
No, I think he was just a little excited. He's like, "Oh shit, it's Benoit's kid," and like the names that pop up are Chris Benoit, Nancy Benoit, Daniel Benoit. Why? For some very important reasons. You don't really think of David Benoit because one, he wasn't involved in that horrific incident like that, and his wrestling career is not really like doing much. Supposedly he doesn't like really give a shit. He's just getting by on the name, and it makes everybody sad. But yeah, you don't want to say that to a guy. That's rough.
Yeah, that's horrible. I've done this to a way lesser extent. And it was obviously like no one involved was murdered or a murderer. But I have I can't tell the story exactly without doxing somebody. So I don't want to dox him. But I have my mom's uncle, his last name is really close to my mom's dead uncle's first name. Okay. So I had an Uncle Mitch, and then this guy's last name
was Match.
It's close, right? Like you could see how I could get it confused. I was introducing Chris to him, and instead of calling him Uncle Mark, I called him by his last name. I called him Uncle Mitch, and Uncle Mitch is dead. And everyone looked at me like, he's dead. I'm like, your last name. And then I had to like stand there and explain. I'm like, you could see how. And they're like, you don't even remember Uncle Mark's name? I'm like, it's not. Look, it's my mom.
Uncle Mr. Mitch.
There's so many of you guys. Like, he's got 8 kids. My
Just
mom.
be happy I'm here.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You just be lucky I know your uncle something. Jesus Christ. But yeah, that was weird. Where I'm like, hey, this is Dead Man. And he's like, no. And he had just died.
Oh, Jerry.
He had just died. And I think they were more offended too because Uncle Mitch, who died, he was on the other side of the family. Like that was on my grandpa's side, and this was my grandma's side of the family. And they're like, Uncle Mitch, Uncle Mitch is dead. This is Uncle Mark. I'm like, I know. And I caught myself saying it. Like I didn't just say it and then like not cringe inside immediately. I said it. I was like, why did no? Uncle Mark. It's Uncle Mark.
Dig my way out of this one. Here we go.
God.
Jim's out here rolling those nat ones.
And nobody, it was like that would be like a 3. And you check everything and go, yeah, I definitely fucked that up.
A good DM, that would be a 3, yes.
Yeah, so, but the Daniel one, that's a 1.
If you get punched in the face, that's how you got that one. It's like you said the worst thing you could say, and take 3 points of damage, please. Bludgeoning.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
That's terrible. Oh, I feel so bad for the guy.
Yeah, that one's been haunting me, and I don't even know this person.
And now that's not Nancy's son, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, looks just like Crystal. Goddamn.
Because they didn't get together until they started after that angle started with Kevin Sullivan and all that stuff. So I think that was probably a different mom.
Different
but
daddy.
Jesus, that's got to be horrendous.
Man.
I don't know if I told this on the podcast, but I listened to a Jericho podcast with Nancy's little sister, where she was talking about being around them and how Chris was and all this. And I was listening to a Kenny Omega on Jericho podcast, fell asleep, and like 5 podcasts play. And then in the middle of my dreams, I'm hearing the Nancy's little sister one while I'm asleep and just having the most horrifying dreams. You can imagine what they're like. I'm in Chris Benoit's mansion. Yeah, I mean, it's terrible.
You don't want to fall asleep to that.
Well, I didn't. I fell asleep to Kenny Omega. I think it was Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks or something, or maybe just the Young Bucks.
Fired at the Elite. You're so boring. You put Jim to sleep?
No, intentionally. I lay down. I'm like, oh, put on a little podcast, fall asleep. I'm listening to that, and then it's this fucking. I start having these horrendous dreams and wake up, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is terrible. Why did I do that?
You'll tell me from time to time about some dreams that you've had, and you remember them and have these wackier dreams more than I do, and I think it's because of the podcasts. I think it's because you're listening to these weird podcasts before bed. That's
well,
because I didn't know you did that until just now.
I don't normally.
I'm tying it all together.
I don't normally. I actually think I was sick, and it was like I'd already woken up once in the morning and fallen back asleep listening to the podcast. But no, I have crazy dreams without listening to anything. I have always had very vivid, memorable, weird ass dreams. Like when I had a pet lion and a pet tiger. Fully grown.
Classic.
Yeah. But yeah, that was I didn't want to remember having those dreams now, and now I have to. It's not as bad as what David had to go through though.
Yeah. I'd say so.
I remembered just now. I didn't know his name until now and still remembered.
Well, I mean you fucked it up. It's what Daniel went through.
No. He's the one who died.
Yeah. Well, that's still pretty rad.
No, dying is bad. I'm just saying, me having this dream is probably not as bad as David living with that memory every day.
Yeah. Well, Jesus Christ, Jim.
Superstar.
Last little wrestling thing here. I went down a weird rabbit hole. I went down a YouTube rabbit hole because I saw a video.
Can it please not be about murder?
It's close.
Oh,
It's
New
got
Jack.
blood. It's got blood
Oh,
and guts in it. It's surgeon reacts to WWE injuries.
ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's a fun little breakdown. Like he kind of watch it and be like, "Here's what I think happened, and here's how we would address that," and then like the results. So there's some good ones out there. That's a fun angle I haven't seen before, like the medical angle,
Was it
but
what?
it's fun.
Which ones does he go over?
You got your Kevin Nash quad.
Mm.
There's a Triple H one. You got Sid's leg in there. He's
Oh.
just like, it's fucking broke.
They got any like Eddie Guerrero?
There's a couple that I still have to go through. One of them's the Joey Mercury ladder, where it just like splits his face in half.
Oh God.
But yeah,
Um,
interesting. And the visceral reaction, like, here's what we need to do for this man. We need to do it fast. And I'm just like, that's not what happened in real life, though.
no, no, they're like, good match. Ice this down, and you're sitting. Let's watch the rest of these matches.
It's like half your face is missing. Here's a Z pack. Just rub that
Here's
shit.
a Z-Pack. Yeah, that was the answer for everything, according to CM Punk. Here's a Z-Pack. You have antibiotic resistant staph. Here's a Z-Pack. Get on your horse. Yeah, I remember. What was it? It was like a triple threat, I think, and it was Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and I don't remember who else. And Shawn Michaels was just bleeding profusely the entire time. He was just head to toe, like covered in blood the entire match.
He was good for that every now and then. He had one of those against Taker.
Oh man.
Man.
Whew. Did they have the Vince double quad?
Not in the one I watched, but like I said, there's a couple more. Because I saw it. It's like, you haven't watched this one yet. And I'm like, God, I hope the Vince one's in that one. How the fuck has he not done the Vince one yet? Because it's always the most requested one.
I like the Doctor Reacts thing. I saw like a Doctor Reacts to Doctor Show things. I saw like a bank robber going over bank robbery scenes. What I don't like, it'll be like vocal coach reacts to this vocal performance, or like guitarist react, because I'm like, it's too boring for me. Like it's too in my wheelhouse. But I'm not a doctor, so like I want to hear what this doctor has to say. Because the vocal coach ones they never shit on anybody when they should. They're like, that was very interesting,
unique.
I like it. He was a little this, but that's not a bad thing. I like that. It's like, no, you don't. That was dog shit. But the doctor, like, what does he have to lose by saying that's horrendous?
It's almost like practice. Like, I'm gonna watch these injury videos and do my thing.
Like, react as fast as possible. Like, how can I? Yeah.
Like, here's what I do on the spot. Yeah. Some cool shit. So if you got a half hour, you can start that journey.
Bonesaw is ready.
Bonesaw is ready. So Jim, I want to do the not like this moment of the week.
What's the moment?
We're doing a little segment.
Okay.
Where at the end I'm just like, not like this, guys. And unfortunately, it has to do with the Uncharted movie that they're doing. They've got Tom Holland as young Nathan Drake. He was Spider-Man. Tom Holland.
Yes.
Did you play the Uncharted games?
No, I did not.
Shit. Oh, they're very good.
I like the Uncharted song by Sarah Bareilles.
All right, Tom Holland as young Nathan Drake.
He's a little boy. Okay.
But it's the casting of Sully, who, if you've played the game, he's a big, burly, gruff, lovable man, little troublemaker, and an uncle figure in the story. So that character is going to be played by
Rosario
Mark Wahlberg.
Dawson. Oh,
I'd take Rosario Dawson over Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, I don't understand that one. Tom Holland, young Nathan Drake, sure, that's fine. He's young. He could look however he wants. But Sully's got to have a dad bod.
This is not me
very least.
shitting on Mark Wahlberg. Because this guy's made a lot of money at the box office. He's a hard worker. He's got his shit together. He deserves everything he's got in life. But I think even Mark Wahlberg would tell you, you don't cast Mark Wahlberg in a movie that you don't want Mark Wahlberg to be in. Like, you don't cast him as like Indiana Jones' sidekick or something, because he's just gonna be Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, he's gonna own.
Like when they cast him
All
as
of
the Texas inventor in Transformers, what did you get? Did he like do a little Texas drawl for you? No, you got Mark Wahlberg. I'm over here. I'm inventing things. There's a big robot in the sky. No, you can't go to the prom. I gotta invent stuff. Yeah, I used to play football. Yeah, throw
I'm in
this
the
ball for
Amazon.
you.
There's traps everywhere.
Watch out. We can't go here. It's Uncharted. We've never been there before. Look at this big pot belly I've got with all these striations in it. Look at the vascularity of my pot belly.
I hope they do. They put a little practical belly on him.
Hit him with that Thor.
Oh,
hit him with
shit.
that Thor belly.
Yes, the Thor belly was perfect because you could slap it.
Yeah.
You got to be able to slap it like a fucking otter.
What's going on? We gonna chart some stuff? All this stuff. It's not charted. It's Uncharted. Are we gonna chart it? Like, how do you think he's gonna be in that movie? He's gonna He's gonna be him.
It's gonna be great for that. But when I was like Mark Wahlberg as Sully, no, not like this.
It's like
No.
Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. Like,
Yeah.
he's just gonna.
He's gonna do one thing. He's got one move.
You know,
it's
he's
a good move.
You know, he's still Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? And at least they could paint him blue. Like, is Sully blue?
No,
I've never played it.
The Thor belly and a cigar. Oh shit! It's in a way what they could do if they go through with it. Because now it's just like, no, he's just in talks. And I'm like, all right, good, back out. But they could do the Alfred thing with Batman because Alfred was like a special forces guy, you know.
Right.
He's a butler and he's that guy. But it's like he's got a past. So it's like, what if they're going to just try to do that with Sully? That's your only option if you have to go with Mark Wahlberg. It's just like, well, he's got abs.
Right. Is this like a prequel? Is this like a prequel to the movies?
Or the games?
I mean,
I guess so with the young Nathan Drake thing. So I mean, Sully could have been in shape then. It's like he didn't always look like this chubby man. No, but he wasn't a baby with a cigar in his mouth. Although that'd be hilarious.
You got to suspend a little disbelief.
It's just one of the last people you'd cast for the role is all.
You know, what if he knocks it out of the park? What if he has a big fat fake belly and he just kills it? What if he just what if it's like Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder where you're like, damn, he just owned it?
I think that's probably going to be the case because he's good at what he does. He's charming. And Tom Holland, the Spider-Man kid, he's going to play off that well because he's good. I like Tom Holland. So they'll make that work. But I'll be sitting there watching it going, I don't know if this is an Uncharted movie, but I'm having a good time.
Yeah, that's a good point. Not that I know shit about Uncharted. How many are there? 3? 2?
Yeah. I mean, it's just young adventurer guy with his fat sidekick friend, uncle.
He didn't seem that young. He seems like a normal adult age. Whereas Tom Holland probably is that, but doesn't look that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, when the series started, he was somewhat young.
Okay. So they aged him. They didn't just like make the same.
Yeah, like just a natural aging.
Interesting. How do you think this is gonna go? I think it's gonna. What was the okay? So we had.
It's not gonna be the movie that makes video game movies a thing.
Right. It can't be, right?
It's not gonna spark that fire. But it should do all right.
What was the?
It'll be Tomb Raider. Whatever the best Tomb Raider movie is, it'll be a little bit better than that.
I mean, we had a whole show where we counted down.
Yep.
We had a list of of video game movies. But what was the last one that really tried to make an impact? Was it Rampage?
Assassin's Creed. Rampage didn't try. Rampage from Jump Street, they were like, "Fuck this. We're doing the money thing."
Right. So Assassin's Creed was the last.
But they had ambitions with that one.
They had X-Men was in that one.
Mm-hmm.
It and you didn't like it, that sucks if you didn't like it. You know, like you're an Assassin's Creed guy.
I am.
So if this isn't the movie to do that, what are they doing? You know? Is this just
Well, see,
Battleship?
what
What?
with this one, it's interesting because this is one of those games you've never played it.
Even though Battleship's a fucking board game.
Yeah.
I said Battleship. Monopoly, the movie.
Don't say it out loud. And it's one of those games where it's like just reshoot all your cut scenes with real actors, put that in theaters. I will go see it.
Right.
It's like just do it. Just do the game. And yeah, they're not going to be doing that.
That's a good point.
But I do think we haven't seen that yet, and I want to see it. And I think maybe The Last of Us or one of these story-driven games. It's like just do a carbon copy of the game, but for the big screen. No, just do it. Do it once. I bet you it works.
Yeah, like a Half-Life 2.
Oh my god.
Because I thought about that, like, why do it? Half-Life 2 already exists. Why even make it? But if they made it, fuck yeah, I'd go see it.
If you and then think, the Blu-ray and all this stuff. It's just like, yeah, what are you doing? Oh, I don't know. I'm just watching this Half-Life movie that's really good. It's got the guy from Breaking Bad in it. It's fucking dope.
Oh, shit, yeah.
It's just there for you. Because the people do this on YouTube all the time where they string together the cutscenes and they'll call it like the Assassin's Creed movie. And it's like,
right.
Sure. Just do it for real.
Yeah, or like Metal Gear Solid. Like, why make Metal Gear Solid? God. It's a cinematic masterpiece. Okay, that's why. Make it.
Yeah. Yeah, you did it with like 12 pixels. Let's do it on.
Yeah, right. Meryl's
IMAX.
Boobs are triangles. Yeah, that would be odd. Like, it would almost be worth it. Like, what? Just replay the game is a movie? That's boring. Is it? Because I've watched Metal Gear Solid, all the cutscenes together. It's not boring. It's pretty awesome. And if it didn't look like dog shit, it would be really cool to watch.
And then the argument just doesn't hold anything for me because it's like, just redo the game. What is that, like a remake? Yes, it is. And we do remakes every year, all the time.
What would you normally be doing? That's what I said with Half-Life. What are you going to do? Half-Life 3 is a movie? Like it never comes out as a game? What story do you tell if you're not telling the same story? What's the point of doing a video game movie if it's not going to be the story we love from the video game?
Yeah, and you can do like this takes place between these two games, and like wherever it fits in the timeline.
Sure.
Like you have to play with the lore. You have to be true to that. But wherever you pick your spot, just execute it. It's like we're right here between these two games. So this character has to be that age. Boom, boom, boom. This person can't die because they're in this other game, and just make your movie and make all the money.
Or like a Portal movie.
Yeah. Well, there was that Half-Life 3 plot leak from one of the supposed developers and everything. So if they like scripted that, like shit.
I think at this point there's two people working on Half-Life 3, and all they do is they make folders and hierarchies on servers and give it names and just put some random source files and stuff in there to keep people thinking that there's a Half-Life 3 game. And there really isn't. They just do that to like keep people talk every once in a while. Make sure people think about Half-Life 3 and get our name out there in the public. Keep it out there. Keep that in the bloodstream. So there's like two guys that just make up this big fake like directory and subdirectories like Half-Life 3 map info. Top secret, do not look, and then someone will leak it, on purpose, on accident. You're like, Half-Life 3 they're still making it. It's still gonna come out. It's not a dead thing. It's gonna come out.
But it says do not look, so I didn't.
The file's encrypted, but I can only decrypt it. That's what I think. They're not doing shit over there at Valve. They ain't doing a fucking thing. They ain't done a fucking thing since Counter-Strike Source came out.
Just counting his money.
Yeah, they're just like, buy these keys for these crates. Sure, and then we'll charge people to have their game on our store. That's all they fucking do. God damn, it's so depressing. Like they got to that level by making some of the greatest games ever made.
And then they just stopped.
It's like if Michael Jordan like won 2 championships and is like, I'm just selling shoes.
Yeah, he didn't play baseball. He didn't do movies. Just
no 3-peat. No next 3-peat. He just was like, I own this Jordan shoe brand. Like, well, that's cool. Those are cool shoes, and like champions wear them that aren't you. But man, you remember when you played basketball? Like, you could probably still play. And he's like, "Yep, I could." Just
And they
buy these
could
shoes.
have and still can get away with putting out games that didn't live up to that level. It's like, oh, the new fucking game's out and the new Valve game. Oh, can't wait. Ah, it's all right. It's an 8
And
out of 10,
when
I'd
did
say.
Left 4 Dead 2 come out? Like
But
2009 or some shit?
something.
Fuck, like
And even that was really good. Like it doesn't have to be top tier. It can just be a thing.
right.
So
But
weird that they just
I think they're
cold
so
turkey.
scared. They're so scared to make Half-Life 3 and have it be Duke Nukem at this point. Because that's where it's headed.
I don't know. Like, just take your time. And maybe that's what
Take
they're
your
doing.
time? It's been 11 fucking
Well,
years.
if they're actually doing anything,
Right.
and that's fine.
Take your time. Take your time. Wait till we have quantum computers in everyone's homes, and then the market will be ready for Half-Life 3. Take your time. There's no rush. Fucking Half-Life 2 came out in 2004. Take your time. It's like if Mario 3 came out last year.
That would be a different game.
Oh,
man.
take your time. Don't rush it. Meanwhile, Call of Duty's like, what would be the musical equivalent? It's like Tool, like waiting for the next Tool album, and like
big gap.
In the meantime, like Florida Georgia Line has put out 19 albums. Although the new Modern Warfare, even though it is literally the old Modern Warfare reimagined, like it's not a reskin, it's not a remaster, but like they're just like, well, what do? We'll make Modern Warfare again. Like pretend like we're making it now. How would we make it now? Like that's their new idea. But I watched some videos and it looks pretty cool.
It's pretty fun.
You've been playing it?
I got a chance to play it. Yeah, I got a chance to play it on the PS4.
Is it cool? It's cool?
It's fun. It's satisfying too.
Good.
I love killing some people. I'm like, yeah, I earned that.
I might have to get a PS4. Because this old girl ain't gonna handle it.
Yeah, I know.
This old girl ain't gonna have any of it.
Yeah, but the PS4 has been great for the Red Dead and the Call of Duty and the Madden. It's nice.
Nice.
It's very nice. There's a fucking serial killer in this Red Dead Redemption game.
What?
I found some bodies.
Oh shit.
And I was just like, oh, I'm gonna loot these, but what the fuck is all of this now?
Where did these pieces go? Where's the rest of their body?
And the scariest part, because it's a very good game, but as you approach and really get in it, like the music changes, and I'm like, fuck you, game. It's just like it builds this atmosphere tremendously.
They hit that Friday the 13th.
It's a little scary. So yeah, I got to be on the lookout for this guy. Although it's the Wild West, so I'm just gonna be like, oh, that's you. You've been lassoed, and we're taking a trip. I'm gonna show you.
Drag you behind my horse.
Yeah, I've got a shack myself. I'll come back over here.
You know, I've heard that The Witcher is essentially this anyway. But like, man, if there was like a cool big open world game like that, where you're like a hunter from Supernatural, like that type of environment. Yeah, but you know, not like swords and wizards and shit. Yeah. Like new stuff. That would be
like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, yeah, but like
5.
We got to go kill some werewolves.
3. That would be pretty good.
That show is coming to an end. This is the last season for Supernatural.
When's the last episode? Do we know?
We have a date. I didn't look it up when it is, but the date of the last episode is released, and it's really things are starting to build quicker than seasons past. At first, it's the way it started out. I'm like, they're just making another season. This doesn't feel like the final season, you know? It does now, though. Like they're hitting some beats and some notes that they don't normally hit like 5 episodes in. So, man, we've had some cool cameos so far too. Yeah,
Like?
it's gonna be sad. I don't want to spoil it. I don't know who's caught up
Okay.
and
Oh
who
shit.
isn't. This
All
is
right.
the
Okay.
current
Oh
season
fuck.
right now.
Oh man. Well, it's on them.
Now
It's on them.
it's on them. Okay.
The diehards. You're either a diehard and you're up to date, or you're like me and it's just like that's a lot of library to go through. Go ahead and tell me whatever you need to tell me.
That sounded almost like you were gonna say, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I was playing a match without you the other night in Overwatch, and we just all kept doing Batman quotes.
Oh,
With a voice. Swear to
Fun.
me. That's all we kept doing. Just the Batmaniest Batman quotes.
Keeps morale high. Team morale all time.
It did.
High.
You know what? And it doesn't, I don't remember if I won or lost. I just know I had fun with Batman
That's all
voice.
that matters.
And I was playing with my 5-year-old. He wanted to play toys, you know, and he's like, "Who do you want to be?" I was like, "Oh, I'll be Batman." And it was one of the rare times where it was me and Chris both playing with him at the same time, right? Like that doesn't usually happen. And I just kept doing the voice with the little lisp in it, you know, put a little bit of your tongue into this Batman voice. And it was getting old for her, and that made it even better for me. Like the older it got, the faster it got old for her, the more I just went hard in the paint on that Christian Bale voice.
You're like, the kid's laughing.
Yeah.
Gotta keep doing it.
He wasn't laughing. He's like, "Yeah, that's how Batman sounds in my memory banks."
I think so. Which
Need to-
one's that?
Need to get this kid watching the animated series.
Yeah.
Got to be the best goddamn superhero cartoon show ever.
Is that? That's not okay. I was trying to think if that would be on Disney Plus, because that would.
No,
Be
it'd be
amazing.
like the opposite of that.
Man.
It'd be if Warner Brothers had a Warner Brothers Plus.
Well, I mean,
Oh, it's
Disney
coming.
bought everyone else. There's a lot of good stuff on that Disney Plus.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
that's where I think the even people that don't know what the fuck they're doing down there in Washington would have to say, "No, you can't buy the other company. It's the only other one. You gonna buy Sony too?
Just you two. Well, somebody really should though.
Buy
Help
Sony?
those guys out.
Oh yeah,
Sony. Ugh.
yeah. Maybe somebody should like buy the DC stuff away from Warner Brothers." But I don't think like Disney should buy Warner Brothers and everything it owns.
Yeah.
Where does it end? Then you just got this fucking vacuous star.
They got
just-
they got the Simpsons.
just
Disney
a
Plus has the
black hole.
Simpsons on there. So they got them. They got Homer.
I saw that. They're all dressed like Avengers. Think Disney will ever get South Park?
No, I think HBO has South Park now, actually,
Really?
which is a weird HBO Max. I think is where
Max?
they're at. Max.
It's not just on the one I have. HBO Now.
Yeah, the HBO Go, whatever.
Well, it's called.
Yeah,
It's
different.
Go if you have a cable thing. And it's,
Isn't this a fun conversation? I
It-
love this.
it's
Let's
n-
break down
It's Now
the
if you just buy
minutia
it
of
now.
streaming services. Well, you've got Go. And you
Oh
have
my God.
Now.
So let me tell you. You know what? Let's open up this AT&T saga again for everybody.
Oh,
So
no.
my fucking internet goes out again. This is like the 5th time this year. I've had it for less than a year. December 10th. So my contract is up. And it's gone out 5 times at least. And none of the times has been my fault. And you know what? Like half the time, it's not even been AT&T's fault. Like Comcast dug up all the wires and like ripped them all in half about a month ago. So they had to come run new wires for everyone. And then they have to put in a ticket to have another team come out and bury the wires in the ground. Because you can't just fucking leave wires in the ground, right?
Yeah, they
so
don't like that.
They hadn't buried them yet. And then the lawn service people come
Oh
out and
my
run them
God.
over with the lawnmower. So then they come out again and run more lines again. And then I get home last Tuesday and I have no internet. It's the solid red light on my modem. I call and I go through the whole spiel. And they're like, "Yeah, oh, yes, sir. This is Svetlana with support. Yes, your modem is bad." They send me a new modem. I wait 2 days, plug it in. Same thing.
Go
Same
figure.
thing. Go figure. So then I got to call again, go through the half-hour spiel again, right? They send a guy out Friday, and he's like, it's just unhooked in the box back there, the AT&T box. Not my box on my house. You know, there's like a little box behind the houses. In there, my shit was just unplugged. Now, let's see. It was plugged in Monday. Comcast came out Tuesday and was fucking around back there. And then I didn't have internet. Now, here's what doesn't make sense. If you're trying to screw over an AT&T guy to get him to jump ship, you got to have Comcast be available for the AT&T guy to buy it. Otherwise, you're just pissing people off and nobody's getting anything out of it. He comes out, he hooks up my wire, and while he's hooking it up, my father-in-law calls me and he goes, the AT&T guy's out there and I don't have any TV now. He's in there in the box and he's messing around. It's all burned up. I got no TV. Burned up? It's all burned up. So I hear he's on the phone with me, and then while he's on the phone with me, the AT&T guy comes up to him, and I hear him yelling at the AT&T guy, and the AT&T guy's like, I don't know. It wasn't me, but we'll get you all sorted out. And he's like, it wasn't you. He's like, maybe it was when they buried the lines yesterday. He said, I was just watching TV right now, and you walked back there, and now I'm not watching TV anymore. We'll get you all straightened out. We'll figure out what's going on. So he went and plugged my shit in and was probably like, 48. It was probably, like there's probably a piece of paper that's saying which one should be. And he's like, well, that shouldn't be there, but it really should have been. Oh, God. So that's all done, right?
So they're still waiting for their internet next door.
No, he's got it. My wife says, hey, cancel the TV. Because I've explained this to people on the show. I know I've told you about it a bunch. I have a basic TV package that includes, it doesn't have ESPN. It doesn't have TNT. It doesn't have TBS, USA. It's got nothing. No sci-fi. It's got like Disney or like Disney Channel and Nick Jr. and that's it. So I call to cancel, and they give me the Flower Lady Jerky Boys business. I call up. I go, billing, right? And they're like, okay, billing. Yep. What? Give me your account number. Okay. What's your question? I said, I need to cancel my TV service. And they go, oh, we need to send you over to cancellations. Okay. Whatever.
Fucking Brazil over here.
Now, they already told me when my internet went out, what else can I help you with? They said, I'd like to cancel my TV service. They said, you can't. We can't put in an order to cancel the service because you have an order in to fix your internet. Okay, whatever. So I call them. They transfer me to cancellations. What can I help you with, sir? Give them the spiel, give them all the info. And they say, okay, we'll get you right over there. I'm like, what? And then I wait on the phone for 10 more minutes. And the lady asked me my name, address, all this shit. I give her all this shit. And she goes, I don't see any DirecTV service at this address. I'm like, I don't have DirecTV. Well, that's who this is. I said, well, I didn't call DirecTV. I have AT&T. She's like, oh, they transfer you to the DirecTV department. I'm like, you're going to transfer me again, aren't you? Yeah, okay. Transfer me again to billing. I say, yeah, I got to cancel my TV. They say, well, this is billing. You need to talk to cancellations. At this point, I'm yelling at them on the phone.
I'd imagine so.
I'm so fucking pissed. They transfer me to cancellations. The lady gets me to sign up for TV because this is the bullshit. This is the biggest scam in the world, okay? And you have to sign up for it. Just you can cancel your TV now. And then your internet by itself will be $70 a month. And
You're taking this TV.
And it won't be unlimited. You'll have like 1 terabyte of data. And I said, honestly, at the speeds that you give me, I could never reach that threshold. She said, but if you take an even more basic package, then I said, look, I don't have any channels now. How much more basic? She's like, you get 2, 5, 7, and 9.
Oh, my God.
And if you do that, it's $60 a month. I'm like, well, then, of course, I'm going to do that. I said, there's no contract. I'm not roped in for another year or anything. She said, nope. You'll be month to month. It's just, it's a bundled package. If I could cancel it. It's going to be $70 a month plus taxes and fees. Or it could be $60 a month plus taxes. Okay, sign me up for the shit that is literally not even hooked up in my house and never will be. Go ahead. Put through the order. What the
So
fuck?
you're essentially paying just the 60 for the internet. Jesus fuck.
Yeah, it's like I can't even imagine. There's not even an equivalent in the consumer marketplace for anything else where it's like I could see if it was like internet by itself is 70 and there's a cap, but if you get this $40 TV package, we'll give you both for $80 and it's like that makes sense, right? Give me this $40 thing for $10 more. That makes sense. But you're telling me just this thing by itself, $70. If you want this extra thing, it's $60.
Yeah, it's really just two middle fingers right at you.
Because what you're really telling me is like we really could just make a ton of money off you if we charged you $20 a month for your shitty internet. But we're gonna charge
doing you a
60.
favor. Hey, do me a favor and change your character. We won't break your legs. It's awful.
It's the worst. It's the
It's
fucking worst. The only thing that I have to look forward to now is knowing that when the second Comcast is available, I could just cancel AT&T 100%, no questions asked, done. You know, I'm not in the middle of like what worried me last year, the entire year was like, what if Comcast is here in like 4 months and I'm in the middle of this year-long contract with AT&T shit suck internet? But that time came and went. It's not available.
Still waiting.
They're digging holes back there. They're cutting my internet lines.
Yep, they sure are.
And someone said, well, of course, you know how people like to get like, oh yeah, I bet they did cut those AT&T lines. No, they cut everybody's lines. They cut all of them. They just ripped through all of them with a backhoe.
I was like, hey, who, the lawn people? Yeah, they.
No, Comcast. They're digging behind all the houses to put in Comcast. They just haven't gotten it done. But in the meantime, they just dug through all of the buried cables that are back there already and ripped them all in half.
Sounds real safe. There's just gonna be a dead body back there.
There are
day.
just
like, hey, what's going on back here? Hey, any word on Allison?
Yeah.
There's just gonna be a fried fucking Comcast guy there.
We don't have any fences, okay? So it's not like there's a fence and then behind my fence there's a hole. Everyone like shares a big common yard space area, and there are just like 10 holes that are 3 to 4 feet deep, just in the dirt back there, with like 1.5 feet of like orange plastic mesh fence around it that would stop nobody from falling in there. And now, like, it's snowed and melted and snowed and rained. These are just filled with like 1 foot of water. Like if a little kid went back there and fell in there, good night, you're done. Like a toddler, like a 2-3-year-old, drowned, dead, 100%. And they're like, yeah, they'll be done when they're done. Oh, that's fucking great. Thank you.
Because I know our buddy Mason is listening.
I hope. Yeah, he
he's
better
a
be.
utility locator. Yeah, he's
if you're paying, you better listen to every goddamn episode.
He's listened to him twice, really get his money's worth. But I know he does similar work out there, and he's just having a fucking stroke listening to how these people
bet he
do
is.
business.
Oh my god! They dug right where it was marked. Right, USIC comes out and marks it all, and they're like, "Yep, that's right where we got to dig." Rip. They didn't give a fuck. They just dug right there. Oh my god, it's so terrible. It's so terrible, guys. Don't ever tell me how shitty Comcast is, because what's my option? AT&T, and unless you live in this like 4-block square area in Gary, Indiana, where they have fiber right to your house and it's really fast and reliable.
How the
and
fuck
cheap.
does Gary have fiber?
They're just rolling it out there, you know. The AT&T guy told us too. He told my father-in-law. He's like, yeah, they got way too many things hooked up on that thing back there, and it's a shitty one. That hub you got, we're all hooked up to, it's a really shitty one, but they're not going to replace it. And then he said the fiber's really good. They got it like a mile away from where you are in Lowell. You're not going to get it here ever, though. They'll never put it in.
Oh.
Like, why would you tell people this?
It's because he went out there to give this guy the business. So he's just like, I'm gonna make him sad before I leave.
They're
You're
not
never
gonna
gonna
do it.
have fiber.
I mean, they're really not gonna, like, they'd have to dig up the street and shit to put all this fiber infrastructure in, which they're just not gonna do.
Yeah, it's for newer developments, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's for not us. But Comcast, they're just taking their sweet time. They do like 4 minutes of work every other week on these holes back there.
It's just holes back there.
Well, now they're all full of water. We
Why?
can't work in the water. Well, they weren't full of water for 3 weeks when you just dug them and walked away. Oh, sweet Christ, honey. Oh, Jesus. But it was if you're a Jerky Boys fan, if you've ever heard the Flower Lady sketches, there's like 5 phone calls. It's like an hour's worth of Jerky Boys where they're just like, oh, you want to talk to Mr. Getzoff? Well, you first must talk to his son, Scott. And they just keep transferring her all around. That's what I had to go through to cancel my TV package. Oh, I'm sorry, downgrade it to another TV package. I'll never. She was like, well, right now you're paying for this, and HD. I'm like, well, HD of no channels is no channels. She's like, well, yeah, you're not getting no channels, sir. Like, whoa.
Oh, yeah, she's right.
And then she's like, and the DVR. I'm like, well, I don't have a DVR. She's like, it's just part of your package, but you don't have the device. What the fuck is that?
We never sent you the DVR. What?
She was
Why
like,
did you
well, you
forget to mention this part of
yeah,
the story?
it's like $5 a month extra for the DVR in case you want it and you didn't want it. So I'm like, what are you talking about? I never got a DVR. I don't have one. She's like, yeah, well, now you gotta get one now. They transferred me 6 times. It was a 48-minute phone call.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know you were keeping count.
Jesus
I
Christ.
know.
There should be a special hell, not for the workers. That's not for the workers, but a company whose strategy is to fuck people around like this. You know what Chris said to me, and I wish I would have thought of this. When I was on the phone, the first time when I was saying, hey, I need internet to work, and they're like, oh, we're going to ship you a new modem. And then they said, oh, no, well, you can't cancel your internet. That's putting in an order on your account, and I can't get into your account because you have an outstanding order for a modem that you don't actually need that we're going to ship to you. So we can't cancel your order because I can't get into your account. She's like, you should have said, oh, I'm sorry. I meant I want to upgrade to the highest level of TV and see if they would do it.
Oh, I got it open.
I got an override code. Here it is. I would have tapped on my actual keyboard for effect, but I don't want to fuck up the recording.
Yeah, please. Please.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well, I can't wait for you to finally get Comcast. I never thought I'd say that sentence out loud.
Yeah, I know you have problems over there. I'm not saying people don't have problems with Comcast. But I have problems with Comcast and AT&T. Anytime I have to call them about anything, I'd at least like better internet than the shitty internet I have right now. What I pay for is like 25 megs, and I usually get like, I don't know, 12. In the like, I think the median internet speed in the country now is like 50 megs or something. So I've got 10-year-old internet. Yeah, I've got like West Virginia coal mine internet.
It's coming through, honey.
It's so bad. It's so fucking slow. Anytime, like me and Teddy both, anytime one of our games has an update, we just are like, well, I guess my whole day's shot. This shit's going to take 4 hours to download. Oh, God, it's brutal. I'll hook up my phone and tether to my phone, and it downloads faster. Like twice as fast. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll just get that. Maybe there's some internet service I can get through T-Mobile. And they're like, there is. Not available where you are. How is it not? There's a tower. My phone's connected to it. You can't give me another little box that connects. I'll pay you extra. Pay you extra money a month for this 4G internet. Like, yeah, no, you won't. Not available. Okay, well, fuck you too, T-Mobile. Oh, so I'm canceling my fucking internet or my TV. And she's like, is there any way I can interest you in AT&T cellular mobile service?
Ballsy. I
was
love
like,
that.
damn, that is aggressive. Hell no. But I appreciate the candor and the stick to itiveness with you.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's true. That's true. Oh God, that's a perfect way to end it. You know, there's nothing more satisfying sometimes than hearing someone's miserable story and thinking like, God, at least that's not my situation.
Yeah. I like because I hate Comcast, but man, someone's gonna have to count your blessings, folks.
You know, like at least you had that
Oh.
one time where you're like, shit, it really was my Ethernet cable.
Yeah.
There's never been
But then
one of those times.
But remember that one time on Overwatch, and I was like, oh, I got to update this new patch, and you were like, oh, I'll just wait in the lobby. It won't take that long, and it took a long time.
Yeah, it took like 25 minutes.
Whew.
It would have taken me. I might as well just go to bed. Like I'm downloading it on AOL. Like I'm downloading a Counter-Strike update that's like 20 megs, and I just like I gotta let this run overnight. Nobody call me. Leave the phones alone. If I get kicked off in the middle of this, I'm gonna be pissed.
Nobody call me.
God, bless America.
Okay. So I'm thinking next week we talk about The Mandalorian. We kind of talked about some Disney Plus next week. I'll focus in on The Mandalorian a little bit because that's a show. It's taking the world by storm.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, so we'll get into that. Let's plug it up. Follow me on Instagram at Dale Zawada. And that's it for now.
You can follow me on Facebook at James JR Songs. You can follow me on Instagram at James JR Music. And that's it.
That's going to do it for episode 98. Thanks for listening. I'm
all burned up.